Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to Love It, Thank It, Bring It. This is our live weekly webinar series where we live the I Have Today way, living with passion and purpose intentionally in every area of our life, every day of our life. And so what we do here on this series is we take on one new topic a week. We talk about how that's showing up in your life, and then I give you 3 tips, tools, techniques, strategies on how to create awareness for that and then turn it around so that it's actually working for you in your life. And by doing this each week, what we do is we create awareness of it. We implement these strategies into our lives for that week, and through these subtle changes in these triggers that we create and the anchors that we replace, we create positive momentum, which moves our life forward, creating lasting permanent change, which is so cool. So tonight I'm really excited to come to you because our topic is awesome. The name of it is Your Words Matter, and they do. Our words matter so much. It's incredible how what we say is a direct reflection about what's showing up in our lives. So if you are new here for the first time, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Give me some comments, give me some likes. I see you guys there, and I'm so grateful that you're here. And let me know any comments or any questions, because the beautiful thing about doing this live is we get to interact. So you can ask me anything. Okay, so I see all you guys hopping on. I'm so excited to see you all. Diana, Annette, Casey, I saw you, Dr. B, and I see people here on the webinar. So here we go. All right, so your words matter. So in the past, in our webinar series and on my blogs, because I do them together. I write the blog and do the webinar on the same topic. So you get it, you get the message twice. You get it in double form. So in case you have anything that you want to go back on and read after the webinar because you're writing notes and you didn't get it and you want to catch it again, you're welcome to go to my website at dianeforster.com, because the webinar is already up and it's live there, okay? So what I wanted to say about that is that's for those of you who have been here before. Who have not been here before. For those of you who have, I want to say welcome back. And you might recall that I've done webinars in the past. A while back, I did a webinar called Watch What You Say, and what questions do you ask yourself? Well, today what I'm doing is I'm talking about Your Words Matter. And the reason why I talk about and focus so much on words and language in my work here and in my work one-on-one with my clients is that it's in what we say that brings into our lives everything that we have. Everything. We're creators, and we create what shows up in our lives. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think that there are 3 layers to the way your words matter. And here they are. Layer number 1 is whatever you say is bringing you what you are currently experiencing in your life and giving you more of what you're saying, whether you want it or not, whether that's debt or problems or, negative things that you might be putting out there unintentionally, but nonetheless, they're showing up in your life, whether you want them or not. That's layer 1. Layer number 2 is whatever you say to another is having a permanent, lasting impression on them. And I'll explain that deeper in a minute. And then the 3rd layer is that the universe is infinite. And so whatever it is we say or think, every word ever uttered lives on infinitely. Every thought ever thought lives on infinitely. So it's really important to think about the words that you're using, because that never ever goes away. So we have to be really aware of what it is and how we're communicating with ourselves and with others. So if you say something negative about yourself or anyone else, that becomes your truth. So while we live in this big infinite universe, in this world, the only world that matters is our own world. And so those words become what your truth and your reality is. So it's important to create awareness about this. So it doesn't really matter what anybody else says or thinks. It really only matters what you say and what you think. Therefore, what you say and the way you say it, how you think, is your truth and your reality in your life. So let me give you an example, okay? So I had a client just yesterday who came to me, and she was really, really upset. She was having a really bad day. She was feeling completely overwhelmed in her life with everything that she had on her plate. And she had a lot to do, and she kept perceiving them as problems. So here's the language that she was using with me. She was saying, why do I keep getting more and more of problems that I have to deal with? And it feels like as soon as I deal with one problem, I get more problems. And I wake up in the morning and I'm worried about them. And I'm asking myself, what else could go wrong in my life right now? And then the problems keep piling up. So I said to her, stop. You need to stop it. Now, I don't know if you ever saw the Saturday Night Live clip with Bob Newhart, the scene where he's a therapist and he's telling the client, stop it, stop it. That's what I started doing with her. I kept saying, stop it, stop it. Everything that you're saying is creating your reality. That's why you keep getting more problems. That's why you're having issues with the contractor. That's why you're fighting with your spouse. That's why you're having trouble at work, because all your focus and energy and words and language are on your problems. So you're getting more problems. And the reason is, in this universe, it's our energy and our words, the universe is literal. And the only word the universe really understands is the word yes. So it doesn't matter if you're saying, I don't want any more problems. The universe is hearing problems. So she keeps getting more problems. So what I said to her was to change that around. And here's what I did. If you don't know about me, you're going to learn right now that I do everything in 3-step processes. I do it for 3 reasons: because they're easy to remember, they're easy to implement, and then they're easy to build upon. So if you can do things in 3-step processes like that, it makes making changes in your life a lot easier. So with this, I said to her, I want you to focus on this. Pause, think, switch. Pause, think, switch. So what I mean by that, let me elaborate on that, is as challenging it is as it is in that moment when you're dealing with the problem, if you could just stop for a second and just pause for a second, okay? And then think about the words that you're using and the thoughts that you're having and the impact that they're having on your life at that moment, and then switch them around just to make them a little more softer. I'm not saying you have to go from negative to something like, Susie Sunshine and Rose is over there, but just anything that's a little bit softer will move that energy around and make it more positive. So here's what I said to her to say, in that moment, just say, pause for a second, think, and switch it, and just go, I'm doing okay. And I know that everything's working out for me, that everything's going to be all right. This is all fine. It's not a big deal as I think it is. Let me just step back from this for a second, remove myself from the situation. Even that simple technique of switching it just to make it that much softer moves the energy so fast. And so when I did this with her and she started doing it, immediately she felt better. Immediately she put it all into perspective, that she was creating all of that havoc and that craziness in her life, that she was perpetuating her problems, her perceived problems, okay? So it really is that simple to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 ways to do this, to create awareness about it, and then make sure that the direct effect that you're having that's showing up in your life is more of what you want and less of what you don't want. All right. So step number 1, and if you're new here, sometimes I have props, sometimes I don't. Tonight I have props. Okay. The first step is I want you, if you have not read The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, I highly recommend that you buy this book and read this book. It is a phenomenal read. And what he says in this book, this is what he says. The first of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your word. He states that this is the most important because, wait, hang on, I'm gonna read right out of his book. He says, Through the word, you express your creative power. It is through the word that you manifest everything. Everything that's in your life is through your word. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent manifests through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will all be manifested through the word, okay? Our words matter. Hey, Mel, how are ya? You go too, girl. I love it when my daughter's on. I could do a shout out and personal shout out to her. Thanks for being here, babe. So that's what he says in there. And what this book does, what he so eloquently does in this book is he reveals our limiting beliefs. And that's what steals us away from our joy, is those limiting beliefs. And so with the work with my clients, I'll elaborate on this a little bit more, but let me just say it right now. All of my clients, what I focus on is mindset, emotions, and language. It's because it's what we're thinking and what's going on up here that's creating the way we're feeling. And it's from what we're feeling that's creating our language and the way we communicate. And it's those three things working together that is a magnetic attractor for everything that's showing up. All the good and all the bad, all of it comes from those three steps. So, and a lot of that is surrounded by limiting beliefs that we have. So what I'm doing in my blog at DianeForster.com for this blog, I have a link to Don Miguel Ruiz's website where you can get the book. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon too, but he's got some other cool things in there that you might like. So you'll find that on my blog at DianeForster.com. All right, step number 2. If you're not happy with your current circumstances, ask yourself this question. And if you're writing it down, here we go. What am I saying or doing that's yielding me these results? What am I saying or doing that's yielding me these results? Okay, that is a very powerful question. So if you're in the midst of something that you're not happy about, step back and ask yourself that question, because everything that's showing up in your life, it's coming from you. Everything that shows up in my life is coming from me. It's the same for all of us. So once you ask yourself that question, this is what I want you to do. I want you to just sit in quiet thought just for a moment or two and allow yourself the opportunity to receive whatever the message is, whatever the thought that comes in, because that's going to be your answer. In that quiet minute or two, you're going to get the answer and say, oh, that's what I was doing. That's what I was saying. That's what words I was speaking. That is manifesting and bringing into my life what it is I have in this moment. So trust this process, because the answers do come. They always, always come. You know, I'm highly intuitive, but we all are. And we just have to tune into it to get those answers. So if you're agitated with someone, ask yourself what you're thinking and feeling about them that's causing that emotional response. Because it's not really about what they're doing. It's about your perceived interpretation about what they're doing. And it's something within you that's at unrest, that's causing that agitation and that emotional response. So if you could stop and pause for a minute and think about that and then switch that around, wouldn't that be a worthwhile exercise, right? It would alleviate so many things. You know, you're fighting with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or you're agitated with your boss, or just something, your contractor that you're working with, somebody, you know, and line in front of you anywhere. Think about this for a second, because just know that it's never about the other person. It's never about the other person. It's always about our thoughts, our words, and our beliefs. Okay, so step number 3 is start your day with positive, uplifting thoughts. You know, I talk about this all the time. You know, the way we start our day, the first 20 minutes, I'm going to quote Les Brown, the first 20 minutes we spend in our day sets us up for success or failure. It does. So if you start your day with positive words and positive thoughts, that is going to have a much more powerful impact and effect on the way you communicate your words and your language, and then the net results of what you receive from all of that. So I'm going to share another story with you about another one of my clients. She was feeling all stressed out about the projects that she needed to do. She had a boatload of projects that she had to get done in a short window of time. And she said to me, I am just really hating my life right now. These are her words, not mine. She's like, I don't feel like doing any of them. I just want to quit. I just want to walk away from this. And so I suggested to her that she switch her language from, instead of saying, I have to do these projects, say, I get to do these projects. I'm so lucky I get to do these projects. And how lucky I am that I get to do them. So how much a different spin on the energy is she going to have when she's going to do the projects and actually working on the projects? And not only that, she's going to produce much better results. She's going to get them done faster. She's going to be more productive with her time. She's going to be emitting positive energy into the work she does. She's just going to net better results just by making that switch from, God, I have to do this, to, isn't it great that I get to do this, right? So therefore, pay attention to what you're saying and how you're saying it, and look at that look for the subtle shifts that can literally turn it around on a dime, you guys, like that, to make the results more positive. So one of the things I have is on my online coaching program, the I Have Today system, Find Your Passion, Purpose, and Smile in 90 Days or Less. I've included in there 152 powerful affirmation statements. They're very uplifting, and they're all in line with the love it, thank it, bring it way of living and way of thinking. And what I did is they're a set of 3. So a set of love it, a set of thank it, a set of bring it. So 52 sets. So there's a set for each week of the year. So if you're positively affirming this over and over for a week, it's gonna get ingrained, it's gonna get anchored, and it's gonna create positive momentum in your life and shifts like you can't even believe. You'll start to notice that your day and your week and your month and your year start to flow more smoothly, more effortlessly, more with ease. It's phenomenal how it works. So they're designed to keep your words and thoughts focused on positive motivational emotions and stay away from those negative, unproductive feelings. So if you want to find more out about them, go to my site, dianeforster.com, and you can find out more about the system and the other things that I have. But they're all included in there. So here's the bottom line. You are what you say you are. You are what you say you are. So no matter what, and if you're the one in control. So you get to decide. You get to decide how you feel. You get to decide how you communicate. All of this is a decision. And the thing is, we get such programming ingrained in our brains from the time that we're really young, from the ages 0 to 7, those imprint years, and then the years from 8 to 13, the model years, you got to work hard to make a lot of money, or you got to, you got to go to school to get a good education. Now, I'm not poo-pooing this in any way. I'm just saying that there are certain things that are ingrained in our brains, and the truth is, those are all beliefs, whether you believe they're limiting beliefs or not, but they're all beliefs. And the beautiful thing about a belief is you can change a belief just like that. A belief is just a thought that you keep thinking over and over, and you think those thoughts and then you use words that way. And so you can do and have anything that you want by deciding that you want things to be a certain way. And it starts with what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and then the words that you're using to communicate it. So I hope that helps. And I want you to know, wherever you are in your life, that you're doing okay. The purpose of me doing this series is to create awareness of this stuff. We're all a work in progress. I say this all the time. Me too. I'm included. I learn new things about myself every single day. Things that I could be doing better, things that I want to be doing better, things that I could have said better that I might say different next time because I've learned that lesson. And the thing is, it's that each and every time you catch yourself that's an opportunity for you to get closer and closer to getting you the things that you want and designing the life of your dreams by doing these processes. So my goal for you is that you be well, and that you speak well, and that you live well. And that is going to help you to create a more fulfilling life in every area of your life, every day of your life. So hang on, because I want to give you a couple of things. I do my affirmation statements, and then I do my my always give an offer and a gift. So the affirmation statements, if you're writing them down, are, and hey there, you guys, I see you. Thank you so much for being there. I love it. Okay, the love it statement is, I love my ability to influence my life with my words. I love my ability to influence my life with my words. The thank it statement is, I am so grateful for my ability to choose my words wisely. I am so grateful for my ability to choose my words wisely. And the bring it statement, this is always the powerful statement. This is how you move your life forward. Love it is loving everything that shows up in your life. Thank it is showing gratitude and appreciation for it. But the bring it is, now that all of that has happened, how do I make positive steps and shifts to keep moving my life in the direction that I want it to go? So the bring it statement is, I am a powerful manifester, and I get all I want by using my words. You know, I don't know how much you know about me or not, but you know, I kept manifesting when I was living in Chicago. I'm going to move to San Diego. I'm going to live on a cliff overlooking the ocean so I can see the sunset every night. And I'll be damned if that didn't happen to me. I didn't know where that came from, but it just came to me, and I kept saying it, and the universe delivered it to me like that. It was as if it was waiting for me. That's how powerful our manifestation skills are. But the manifestation skills come from the words that we use. Thoughts we think, words we communicate. So you see how this all kind of ties together. And again, if you're new here, this is now our 26th webinar, you guys. How cool is that? All my webinars and blogs are on my website at dianeforster.com, and you can go back and watch them. You don't have to watch them in order, but they all work together, blended with this I have today way of living intentionally with passion and purpose, and creating the life of your dreams in every area of your life, every day of your life. You literally can have it all. You know, no one's more deserving than you. So those are the three statements. Now I always give a quote. Here's my quote by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's from the book. It is, the word is so powerful that one word can change a life or destroy the lives of millions of people. It's so true. Isn't it so true? I mean, think about it. I don't want to get into politics or, you know, religion or, you know, history or anything like that, but think about the powerful words that have transformed lives and devastated lives. Our words matter so much, which is why I wanted to pick this topic tonight. So what I have on the screen here, if you're on the webinar, you can see it. If you're on Facebook, you can't, but I can give you a link to this in the comment section, or you can send me a comment to private message you, and I will bring that, I will give it to you in a private message. And what it is my super focused strategy session. So what I do with everyone who's interested in working with me privately one-on-one is we start out with a super focused strategy session. How would you like to have more clarity, more confidence, better decision-making skills, a roadmap to get all the ideas and the goals and the dreams and the desires, the areas, the things that you want in your life on a roadmap? That's what I do in a super focused strategy session. We take all of that information and I break it down for you. I timeline it for you and I break it all out for you. So you have this comprehensive plan of how to achieve the goals that you want in your life. It's a game plan. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. So what I do with it is we do a confidential questionnaire. We have our session together, and then I give you the roadmap. And it's valued at $750. I give it to my clients for $297, but I'm doing a webinar special for the next 24 hours only for $197. You get all of that for that. I mean, less than a therapy session, really. I mean, it's so valuable. It's less than a cup of coffee for a month, right? Wouldn't that be a valuable investment in yourself? And by the way, I invest a lot in myself. I belong to many coaching communities. I have 3 coaches. I have 2 masterminds that I belong to, and I have 2 accountability partners. And I am constantly going to trainings and certifications. I do 1 to 2 a quarter. I constantly invest in myself because the learning never ends. That's the reality in life. The learning never ends. It doesn't end when you go to school. And I know for a fact what we don't feed and we starve dies, and what we feed grows. And there's no better thing in this world to feed than you, right? So I'm offering this for you right now here on the web, here on Webinar Jam, and then I'll put a link for it on Facebook. But you can send me a message, even comment in there. Yes, Diane, I want one, and I promise, my team or I will reach out to you in the next 24 hours. Okay. So if you like this topic, you might also like my webinar, my blog called "Watch What You Say." It is so good. That one is so good. I give you so many questions, turning worry into wonder. It's really powerful. And then 3 tips to get everything you want by asking the right questions. Instead of saying things like, why can't things go right for me? Why does everything go wrong for me? It's a switch in the language that turns it around, that instantly starts manifesting the things that you do want, not the things that you don't want. So those 2 webinars and blogs are available on my site at dianeforster.com. So I just really want to wrap up by saying I hope, thank you all for being here. I love all the comments. I see you all there. Hey, Mary Kay. Hey, Teresa. So nice to see you guys. Thank you for being here. And if you missed any of this webinar and you'd like to see it, go to my site at dianeforster.com. All my webinars are there. All my blogs are there. My 3 tips to get everything you want is in a PDF. It's a free opt-in. Just put your name and email address in there. You'll get that right away, and you'll get access to all other cool tools, tips, and gifts that I have available for you. So next week, oh, I forgot to tell you my other prop. So I'm big on Post-it notes. So for this week, write a couple of Post-it notes that have pause, think, switch on it. So when you start to see that your language is going awry and you're not getting what it is you want, and you're coming up against frustrations and brick walls and things that are blocking you, remember this. So write these Post-it notes. Write a bunch of them. Put them on your desk. Put them on your nightstand. Put them on the mirror in the bathroom. Put them in the car. Put them everywhere. So you ingrain this and anchor this trigger in your mind. And it's like my EED process, which is breathe, think, praise. Same thing. What happens is that gets anchored in, and you use that, and all of a sudden your communication skills are better. You're responding to things versus reacting to things. Just really powerful. That 3 words like this could really have a transformational effect on your life. But it can, and it does. So put your Post-it notes all over, okay? And then send me comments, you guys. Tell me what's working for you, what's not working for you. Tell me what some of your issues and challenges are, because I do this webinar each week in service of you. And I pick these topics based on what's coming up with my clients and where their frustrations are and what's not working in their life. And the thing is, they can have 5 things working great and 2 things not working great. And they focus on the 2 things that aren't. And that's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. So we get those things in alignment so that you can have balance in every area. You can and should have it all. I can't say that enough. There's no reason why you can't feel happiness, joy, fulfillment, love, peace of mind, ease of mindset every day of your life. You can. You absolutely can. And it's my mission in life. My big, bodacious mission statement is I'm committed to seeing that 1 billion women on this planet who don't know their self-worth instead discover their true divinity, power, and purpose. And it's through doing this work and influencing you, and then the ripple effect that you now have on your relationships with your children, on the relationships with your families and your friends and your community. That's how the effect happens. That's how we make permanent, lasting change and affect the world and do good by helping a lot of people. So on that note, I want to say it was great. Thank you. I hope you got a lot of value for this, click on the link if you want my super focused strategy session, and I will see you next week. Take care. I love you. Bye-bye.